Hi, everybody. Luckily, I don't see you because it's the light. I want to start with, you see the solidarity of the French people. I mean, really, those guys developed an amazing democracy. It took them some time, from the Bastille time, but really to admire their system. And I'm so sorry that it will, I hope it's not going to collapse, but definitely will change from now on. So, and again, apologize. This week I'm not at my best. Maybe I'm going to cough once or twice. Wow. Once or twice. I didn't want to cancel. And I'm happy you stayed till the end. And when I could see you, now I cannot see anybody, I saw a few people that their presentation does not apply. I mean, it's basically the presentation is for young entrepreneurs that really want to start a business or at the stage of early stages. I'm sure you heard those advices many times. And but everything you're going to hear here tonight is something from the University of Hard Knock. I've done so many mistakes in my life, and I passed each slide probably 10 times with 9 mistakes. Eventually I found the right way to do it. If you have enough money, you can afford it to yourself. So first, you know, when I talk to entrepreneurs, they come to me normally with a lot of excitement and energy, and I tell them, just relax, go think. Take your time, think about it. I call this concept, go to the river. Just, you know, think about it. Some ideas happen in a click. Some things happen, take a year, and some take even longer. So the first advice I gave people is basically just sleep on it. Think about your idea. Don't jump. Don't be a normal Israeli that you know what's going on and you jump into action. And however, I always tell them, don't hold it close to the chest. Just share it with people. Share it with people you trust. Start with families. Start with friends in the military, in the university. Depends who is your close environment. And the earliest you can find a mentor, somebody that have done it before, that has a wider perspective, above technology or above the service, the better. Now, don't boil the ocean. Of course, don't jump from one idea to another and another, or don't go and test and test and test and test and test and test. Just at some point you got to stop. At some point you got to go and talk, of course, to people that disagree with you, the skeptical one. But at the end, just you got to finish the thinking, you got to finish the ride of the model, you got to move on. Now, I'm speaking in English. Normally I give this lecture in Hebrew. Of course, everything you write, any presentation, any communication have to be in English. So I don't know how many people know who is this lady. Somebody know this lady? This lady, her name is Doron. Happened to be my daughter. She's a basketball player. When she was young, 8 years old, she wanted to go and play for the WNBA. I said, come on, you're a Jewish little kid. You need to be a lawyer, doctor, not a basketball player. But she wanted to be a basketball player. She put a very, very far or high bar, and she started to focus on it. When she was, 9 years old, she started to bounce the ball. I think she knew how to bounce the ball before she could read. I don't know how, but And of course, she used to use the firm The harder I work, the luckier I get, of course. Everybody knows that. But she aimed very, very big. And if you aim big, you absolutely have to believe in it. It's so crucial. This lady was, she eventually played professionally the WNBA, and she make more money than I make, so I don't know. She made a living out of playing basketball. Became very wealthy out of it. So, when you think about an idea, really think big. Don't think about a local selling shoes on the internet for Israel, because you're going to spend so much time, so much effort. Everybody around you are going to suffer. You need to think big, and you need to believe in it. If you don't believe in it, it's not going to happen. If you just think about the money behind it, it's not going to happen. If you're going to think about things you want to do, you want to good things to improve things, that's going to happen. Again, as I said, everything I'm telling you, it's an experience that I or my family went through. Now, when you choose a venture, when I was at the stage where I choose venture, we only went to innovation. We went to a bank and asked things that they need. And if there was no innovation element in it, we didn't do it. Things change. Today, the world is completely open. Just the common denominator example of companies like Uber, that actually a software company, the biggest transportation company that doesn't have cars, or Airbnb, it's a big hotel company that doesn't have hotel rooms, and you can go on and on, Amazon or Alibaba, that doesn't have product and sell more than anybody else. So basically today, I'm not afraid to look as an angel investor. I'm not afraid to look at anything that people show me. It can be, again, as I said, new and disruptive. I like it. I personally like to invest in semiconductor. People are afraid of it. I'm really open to it, and I just made 2 investments in semiconductor. And improve, People still come to me and tell me they can do a better WhatsApp. I laugh. I don't invest. But if you look at the Silicon Valley, there's 2-3 companies that just got, I don't know, $200 million for, chips and all those messaging company, and no more than an improvement on the existing. And actually, everything is open. Now, Israeli come to me, and when I talk to them about, software to bank, they look at me and say, what are you talking about? I'm going to replace the bank. Now, 2 years ago, maybe I would have laughed. Today, I'm not. People really come up with technology and idea that basically going to replace part or services that you get from insurance, when you get from banks. All those brick and mortar are being terrified by young guys that's really challenging the system. So when you choose a venture, nothing is impossible. It's not like what it used to be. And again, I can give you some advice, but nobody really knows what success means. Trust me. It's just very, very difficult to predict. And if people tell you no, or people are skeptical, it doesn't mean that they understand what they say. Trust me, I say a lot of no, and I made mistakes, along the way. Now, if things are happening, they start to happen big. And that's a very good indication. So if it starts to move, and it doesn't move fast enough, you really have to assess what's going on, and of course change it. And the sooner you talk to your customer, and it doesn't matter what stage, is it the stage of your idea or the stage of the prototype, the better. Talk to customer, talk to potential customer. You're a startup, you're not an IBM, so you can change and improvise very quickly. And again, if 10 people tell you you're drunk, go to sleep, it doesn't apply to innovation. I mean, everybody said, oh, you don't know what you're saying. It does not apply to innovation. Now, one thing I want to warn Israel. Israelis have a tendency to believe in what they say, and they read newspaper, and they read article, and they do that. And they always come to me and say, hey, look what this guy said, like what this guy said. And they drink their own Kool-Aid. Now, sometimes big companies, as an example, pay for publication, pay for advertising, and they come back to me and say, look at this, look how positive it is. I said, did you pay for it? Oh yeah, we paid for it. So what do you expect? This is a very dangerous mind in ideas that people are developing. They start to believe in things on the environment that, lead them into bad things. Now, after you choose what you want to do, if you look at the statistics around the world, timing is much more important than your idea. Surprisingly, but that's the statistic. Timing is the number one factor in success. Execution is second, and the idea is only third. So timing is crucial. Again, if I had the time, we can go and analyze a lot of ideas that didn't happen because of the timing. If you look at web van, and if you look at Newton, the Apple, iPhone, and I can give you a list from here till Petach Tikva that things did not work. Now, it doesn't mean that the idea was bad. It means that the timing was not that good. Timing is a very crucial element in your success. Sorry? Vocaltech? Vocaltech has also execution and arrogancy in it. It was a bad combination of a beautiful idea. Huge, smart people. I mean, I don't know if you count other, but again, I have a huge list of you see, funding is coming less. So once you choose the venture, you're just starting. Even if you have an amazing idea, timing, execution is crucial. Now, once you have an idea and everything is okay, you need to choose your team. So, experience, you've done it, now you go to the team. Now, the trick is we all like to choose people we know, people we trust, and we choose the people that serve with us in the military, people that have been with us in a company, and now we both want to leave and start something new. People from the military, people from the university, people from your work. But very early on, you need to diversify your team. Because once you choose a team that is so close, it's extremely hard to fire somebody or to move somebody to another position. And the quality, as you grow, become a problem. Somebody became an amazing teammate, when it's really, really early stage, and when the company goes to $10 million or $5 million, the guy is not good enough. And you have to move, and it's really become an issue because you guys grew up together, you've been in the military together, and it's become an issue. However, starting a startup, it's so difficult, and if you don't have this support from your co-founder, it's also an issue. So that's a very tricky element. Once you have the idea and once you start building your team, I always say HR in our business, which is human. I mean, we are dealing with people. We don't deal with machine. People are the most critical part, and HR is a critical part. And if you look at companies in Israel, most of the HR, or a lot of the HR, are decoration managers. They send messages, hello, welcome to the company. They're not really HR. HR is a critical function in your company as a software or in a high tech. Very critical. Again, she or he in HR and the team help you create value, which is crucial. All right, now you have a team. Now you have to raise money. Unfortunately, you have to raise money at the end of the day. And I know I saw a few here from the VC, the guy from Magma and other. So presentation. Presentation have to be very focused. Okay? Everybody, again, when you see here, it's my experience, my success. Other people can give you other advice. But my presentation, I always put my strengths at first. So if your management are very, very experienced and they're very good, I put them in the first slide. If your idea is amazing and disruptive and we show it to people, everybody say, wow, maybe you put your idea first. But you always have to put the management. Don't come alone, come with your people, because this is a business people. We don't know much, so we invest in people. So management is crucial. Again, as I said, the problem, what are you resolving, is definitely second, and so on. The product, the pricing model, sharp focus. I saw a brochure outside. I brought it here. No. Saw a brochure. Yeah. Exactly. You look at the brochure, a beautiful one, but when you open it, it's just too diverse. People talk about, it's a brochure that talks about the ability to analyze face reaction to video. Very nice idea. So if you watch a video, they look at your face and they tell you the guy said, not said, happy, not happy, whatever. But you look at at least what on the brochure, the areas that they are attacking it's very wide. You know, from medical to intelligent, to criminal, to whatever. Now, maybe just the brochure. But if they would have come to me and talked to me about 7 or 8 areas that they want to attack, I would immediately tell them, that's not focused. You cannot do that. You absolutely need to focus on the problem. So, now you start going around to VCs, an angel, and so on. Now I'm an angel investor and I invest in later stages. We actually in the business of saying no. Again, I'm sure you heard it many times. I have people that look about, I don't know, maybe 500 opportunities a year. I see with my own eyes, I meet probably 250 teams. And I like to invest in 4, and I invest in 7 or 8, because really I see amazing things. And I may be more. This year, I don't know how many. Last year, it's hard to count, because there's so many good ideas and there's so many good people. But my intention is to invest in 4, and my business is to say no. Now, the fact that I say no doesn't mean anything, because somebody else can say yes. But when you present, remember, don't be arrogant, show value. You're in the business relationship. This is a small community. If it's here in Israel or if it's in the Silicon Valley, we all talk to each other. And if you're arrogant, or you behave stupid, trust me, the word is going around. So that's the decoration. You need to be a quality person. You need to build relationship with the people. That's crucial. Otherwise, you're not going to raise money. Doesn't matter how good you are. Now, again, when you go and raise money, you need to understand who you talk to. It's a sales process. It's a prospect. You need to understand what they have done, what they like, what they feel comfortable. They like to invest in cellular application or internet application, or they like to invest in 3D printing. Each one of the VC or the angel has something they like. You need to understand who you're going to present to. This is crucial. People come and present. Who are you? What's your name? Whatever, they don't even know, whatever. Go make sure that when you invest, or when you meet those investors, you absolutely have to know them. This is crucial. Otherwise, you waste your time, you waste their time, because they're in the business of saying no. And after 15 or 20 minutes, they don't understand, and you don't impress them, it's likely they're going to say no. So make sure that you really study who you're going to present to. And again, remember, we're not that smart. 70% of us doesn't know what we're talking about. And I'm one of them. Very rare you see somebody that truly understands the domain that he's in. You know, you have, people like Gigi, which is an amazing, you can count on one hand people that are truly, they really know. Everybody knows, but nobody can really point out success, whatever. People have very good portfolios, but it's not them, it's you that make it happen. So if they say no, it doesn't mean a lot. Just continue if you believe in it, find the next one until you find the funding. And at the end, if you fail, which can happen, most of the VC are a counter to, probably, 70% of failure. Being pissed with it. And just the last example, I have a guy that I really want to invest in, and I'm chasing him. He failed 3 times. My perfect candidate. He has 3 companies, he failed in 3 of them. Now we have another idea, but it's all based around the same vicinity. And I think he learned, when he came to me, and he doesn't say, oh, it's not my fault, it's this fault, that fault. He said, I failed, I didn't see this, I didn't see this. The next one, oh, I didn't see the market, I didn't see this coming. I knew the guy knew what he's talking about. So failure doesn't mean it's bad. In our business, it can be good. Again, of course, if you come and you blame the world and you don't see that it's your fault, nobody can invest in you. But if you recognize and realize what's happening, you'll make it much better. All right? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yuda. We have heard a number of very inspiring talks tonight. We heard talks that spanned from success to failure and back. We heard about the importance of speed and about the importance of researching and trying and failing and trying again. We saw 8 excellent companies. They're all winners. And I wish to thank you all for coming here. I wish to thank Rison Startup and Rison Municipality and the Rison Carmel Winery for having us here. And I wish to thank my excellent team, and in particular, Ido, Geba, Omri Katz, thank you, Omri. Our boxer that got us the gloves on this wonderful stage. I want to thank Laurent Grossman and Mary Oreni Rison and Shira. Special thanks to Haley Ben Nun, that's been so helpful. Thank you all for coming here. See you again next year.